Hello, my little angel pies. How are we all? Hope you're all well. I would like to welcome you to this episode of Coach Caris podcast, Itchy, Bitchy and Guests. So today's episode is called What I Would Say to You If I Wasn't Afraid to Hurt Your Feelings. Have you seen my recent reel? Top performing reel, by the way. Apparently all I need to do is fling in the word pussy. So if I call you pussies, I get lots of likes on my socials. Hilarious. It's so funny, isn't it, how our brains work and what we think's funny and what we think's not, and why we spend so much of our life scared to offend people when actually most folk are decent human beings and they didn't take offence. Anyway, right. So what I would say to you if I wasn't afraid to hurt your feelings, just as well I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings, because too many women, are blaming age for everything. Hear it all the time. I actually used to do it myself, in all fairness, right? And you know I like to keep it real. And you know I like to admit my failings and stuff. So, yeah, used to do it myself. Oh my God, I'm perimenopausal. I can't do that. What a pile of shite. Absolute pile of shite, alright? So too many midlife women are blaming age for everything, right? We blame our hormones. It's my hormones, they're broken. It's my metabolism, they're broken. It's my age. Most of the time, no it's not. You're just being a bit of a pussy. Right, you are. You're just comfortable in your comfort zone and comfortable in your pish that you tell yourself. Yeah, it's true. It's a true story. Just think about it. Right, but I also want you to remember that I say all these things because I care. I actually do care, right? And my mission on this life is to make midlife women understand that they've got half their life left. And it could literally be, you could live that half of your life any way you want. Right, because we've not got the constraints that we had when we were younger. We've got a wee bit more confidence. We can get a wee bit more confidence. I get that if you're midway, like if you're not comfortable in your body at the moment, right, and you've let things slip and you're not exercising enough and you're not moving and you're generally not living life, it's really hard, really hard to imagine your life any other way, but it's totally doable. Anyway, I'm just going to take all your excuses away, right, and just like rip them up, set fire to them, fling them straight back at you. Talking about fire, that was a nice link there. I put out priority spaces for my new online coaching, which starts on the 28th of September. So I put them out yesterday, right? And they sold out within 24 hours. I am absolutely ecstatic. I kid you not, I was totally cheesing because I did have that hole, right? I was like, oh my God, what if nobody wants to work with me? Do you know when you just start to doubt yourself slightly? And then I was a bit like, just like, oh, fuck it. Do you know, I need to put them out there. I need to put myself out there. And this is what I'm always asking you to do. So I have to do it as well. Anyway, priority spaces sold out, right? Now, they were, to be fair, they were massively discounted. So they were down from £199 for 6 weeks of coaching. They were down to £99, right? With a bonus, get a fucking rocket up your arse phone call, which these people that have signed up can book, these women that have signed up can book, which is absolutely amazing, right? So, but if you're sitting on the fence because you're a bit of a pussy, you know, I am going to put some early bird ones out there. So my priority ones are gone. So they were the cheapest. They were £99 for 6 weeks of coaching and included a free phone call. So I'm going to put some early bird ones out there this week as well. So keep an eye on my socials. I'll also put the link in the chats. Sorry, in the notes on Spotify. So you can find it there, copy and paste it there, or you can just message me on Insta. Anyway, I want you all to not be pussies, right? I absolutely want you to not be pussies. So, blaming age and midlife, right? It is a total common thing, and I do hear it all the time. And like I said, I used to say it myself, right? But your halfway point, right? This should be your reality check. So it shouldn't be, oh my God, I'm 45, 50, 55. My life is over. This is my life now. I'm going to continue not moving. I'm just going to get stiffer. I'm going to get less mobile. Everything's going to hurt more. I'm just going to open my wardrobe and look at all those clothes that don't fit me. And then I'm just going to go and buy big, black, massive, baggy clothes, right? That's not cool. Accepting that is not cool. Absolutely not, right? We can literally, kid you not, do anything that we want to do. Yeah, so I want you to think about this, right? Are you going to spend the next half of your life making excuses about being too old? I mean, come on, come on. And also, right, something else for you to think about. What is actually holding you back? Is it your age? Is it? Or do you just feel comfortable saying it's your age because you think that nobody will question you? And most people won't question you. I will, but most people won't. So it's probably not your age, right? And this is what I want you to think about. It's probably more your habits, right? So you've got into wee habits and wee routines of like snoozing your alarm about 10 times in the morning and not really wanting to get out your bed, coming home for your work, feeling knackered and sitting on the sofa, right? That's probably two of the biggest habits that you've got into. Bad habits that you've got into, all right? But also your food choices as well, we get into the habits because we're tired, we're knackered, we're maybe no sleeping, we're fatigued, that we just can't be arsed cooking. And that looking after yourself by putting good food in your body, that habit just disappears. And you just replace that with like eating toast. Nothing wrong with a bit of toast, by the way, but maybe no 7 days a week. Or going to the takeaway shop on the way home, or just coming home and sitting on the sofa and drinking a bottle of wine, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that every now and again. But if you're doing that every night, right, it's really difficult. And also highly processed food and alcohol, right, like takeaways and alcohol, they actually suck the life out your brain. They actually turn you into a very, very negative person. So it's probably not your age, it's probably your habits. And because you've been doing your habits for so long, you can't see a way out. Whereas in fact, there actually is a way out. Of course there is. It's me. Hi. Coffee and fags comparison. I used to do this all the time. I've said this before on my socials, all right? I literally used to live on coffee, wine, and nicotine when I was younger, right? And you just used to bounce back because you could do anything. Do you know what I mean? You were full of energy. It was totally cool. You were just like loving life. You were out partying, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, they all catch up with us when we get to our age. So we need decent sleep. We need early nights. We need good food in our body because putting shitty food in your body consistently actually disrupts your sleep as well, right? And that makes you into a big negative ninny, you know. So our 40s are different because, well, we actually just need a different strategy. In all fairness, right? It's nothing to do with your lack of time. It's nothing to do with your age. It's nothing to do with your broken metabolism and all that malarkey, right? It's just that we just need to do different things. We can't do what we did in our 20s and 30s because we're not 20 and 30 anymore, right? Also, another thing, if you blame your age, right? Oh, it's my age. You're effectively, you're handing away, you're just blaming it on something else. And you're just, that automatically means that you're waiting on something, or you're hoping on something like miraculously changing. Like you're hoping that by the time you're, I don't know, in another year's time, that all this motivation and willpower will just like miraculously appear. Remember what I say about hope. It's what we do when it's all going to shit because we can't and we don't want to take control, all right? So just like if you're blaming your age, you're giving away your power, you're giving away any chance that you might have of fixing it, all right? So just fucking own it. Just own it. Take control, right? If that control is you going for a 10-minute walk today, amazing. Absolutely amazing, because then tomorrow you could do a 12-minute walk, and the day after you could do a 15-minute walk, right? And then you could smash that, and then you could add something else in. Honestly, you need to start small. Yeah. Midlife, it's not the end. It's absolutely not the end. It's like I said, you know, you've got 50% of your life left. Like literally 50% of your life. So what are you going to do? Are you going to see it as an opportunity to live the next 50% of your life any way you want? Or are you just going to roll over and give up? Pussy. Right? You might have, your kids might be growing up now. Do you know, you've got a bit of kiddie freedom there. All right? Your careers They're possibly more stable, right? You've maybe got a wee bit more disposable income. Couldn't think of the word there. Flexible income, I was going to say. You've maybe got a wee bit more disposable income. Do you know, you can go out, you can have like date days and date nights. You can see your pals. You can do new things like join a gym, get fit, get healthy. Yeah, do everything you can to stay on this planet for as long as you can. So you can see your bairns grown up, so you can see the grandkids, so you can have all the new adventures. Do you know what I mean? You could like do anything, go rock climbing, put a cape on, go to the fucking supermarket. Do anything you want. It's amazing. You actually literally get to reinvent yourself. Anything you want. Yeah? There is loads of women out there building muscle in their midlife, dropping body fat, smashing PBs, learning new skills. Thousands of yous. But there's also thousands of yous that are hiding behind it, and it's not. You need to not do that. All right? Provocative questions. If, right, and most of us have, we've still got 40 plus years left to live, right? Are you really going to spend the next 40 odd years blaming your age? Because when you start to blame your age, you start to constrict your world and you start to constrict your life. So your world gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because you can't do this because of your age, you can't do that because of your age. You start saying no to friends' invitations, you start saying no to holidays because it hurts too much, you start saying no to social events, right? And your world literally gets smaller and smaller and smaller, which means it gets more insular. You probably lose a bit of a grip on what reality is. You start judging yourself more, you start judging other people more, and that's not cool. You need to go out and live your life. Yeah, you need to go out. So are you genuinely too old? Are you actually too old? Because I know women that are in the gym at 70, and if you're telling me that you're too old at 45, I'm telling you that you're being a pussy. So are you too old, or are you just too comfortable in your excuses? Because you know that's true, yeah? And then, what's scarier? Right? Actually, like, trying a new thing, or spending another 20 years feeling stuck where you are just now? Because for me, that's like fucking scary. That's like really scary. Really, really scary. Do you want to be the woman in her 50s that constantly says, I can't? I used to know one of them, by the way. She doesn't do that anymore. Or do you want to be able to look back and say, fuck me, look what I did when I was 50. I was fucking amazing. I was on fire. Yeah? If you think back to when you were 20, right? If that's too far away, I struggle to think back to when I was 20. Let's go for 30. Think back to when you were 30, right? The life that you have now, the adventures, the experiences, the friends, the socials, the work, etc., right? Would your 30-year-old self be impressed with where you are, or would they be disappointed? That's actually quite a brutal question, to be fair. Anyway, good luck with that. Yeah. And finally, if I said to you, do this or do that, and you said, I can't, do you know what, I can't do that. I'm stuck in this midlife malarkey of blackness and there's no joy in my life, etc., etc., right? And if I asked you to do something, you were like, nah, I can't do that. I can't lose body fat. It's my hormones, man. Do you know what I mean? Or my hormones are all over the place, so I'm not sleeping, so I just can't have any social events, or I just can't join the gym because I'm just too tired, or I just can't go for a walk because my hormones are broken. Like, are they, right? Or are you just scared to admit yourself that you've let yourself go? I let myself go. Absolutely. I sat on the sofa for a good couple of years eating Haribo. I love Haribo, by the way. But at some point, if you want to change, right, and if you want to be the awesome person that you deserve to be, And if you want to live your life and have all the laughs and all the fun and all the socials and all the holidays, right, and absolutely, absolutely enjoy the fuck out of life, you're going to need to admit to yourself at some point that you've let stuff go. Because if you don't, you're never going to change. And then you're going to die scared. Yeah, which is pretty shit. Do you know what I mean? You never want to be lying on your deathbed or looking back when you're a wee bit older and think, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd actually done that. Because I don't want you to die scared. Definitely not. That's like way worse than getting out your comfort zone. Like thinking back and thinking about all those opportunities that you've missed. Like all those opportunities. Like you didn't go on the swings at the play park with your grandparents, do you know? Because you're not going to be here forever, but you want to leave. You want to leave some kind of imprint in people's lives when you're not here. Of course you do. I mean, I'm going to be known as the funniest person ever. Probably not, but you know, you've got to participate in life. Participate in life. Participate in the relationships that you choose to have. Participate with the people that are lucky enough to be in your life. Instead of being that miserable cow that has no joy, that blames their age. It's bollocks. Absolute bollocks. Anyway, I love doing podcasts. Do you know that? I hope you like them. I just feel that I sit in front of my wee laptop. I'm up the stairs today, by the way, sitting looking out the window. It's very nice. I've also got a packet of polos. It's been a while since I've had a polo. Anyway, I must have dropped a packet because they're all broken. It's really irritating. Right, anyway, this is my final word. Stop waiting for the perfect time, right? There is no perfect time. The perfect time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant that tree is now, which means, right, if you're sitting on the fence about making some changes, stop hiding behind your excuses. Stop blaming your age. Stop being a pussy, right? You deserve to feel amazing in midlife. Absolutely. You deserve to feel on fire. See what I did there? There's so many links to this coaching programme. Honestly, this on fire malarkey, it came to me like in a blinding flash. I never even put that much effort in it. Obviously, I put lots of effort into my coaching, but I didn't really put that much effort into the name. Anyway, it's my brand new coaching programme. It literally did sell out of its priority places within 24 hours, which I'm awfully impressed at, I must admit. I did have the absolute fear. Anyway, if you're still sitting on the fence, or if you're being a bit of a pussy about it, right, I have opened up a handful of early bird spaces, which means you will not get 6 weeks of coaching at £99, but you will get it at cheaper than £199, which is the price for my 6 week coaching. All right, so I've done my priorities. My priority spaces is getting 6 weeks of coaches for 6 weeks of coaching. Bloody hell, for £99. All right, so my early bird spaces will be released the minute I'm off this podcast. Actually, I'm going to go straight on the socials. I'll pop the link in the Spotify notes for you and the YouTube notes as well. All right. Anyway, we kick off on Monday the 29th of September. So that's like, is that 3 weeks? 9th, 8th was yesterday. Yeah, we kick off in 3 weeks. All right. But the early bird spaces will be happening this week. All right, I am going to set it's all done through WhatsApp. I'm going to set the WhatsApp group up early, so you might even get a free couple of weeks coaching. I know, I'm good to use. Right, but this is your chance to get the coaching, the accountability, and the fire or the rocket up your arse that you've been needing. And this is your chance to just stop being a pussy. Get a bit scared. Get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I'm going to put the link in the show notes and in the YouTube notes. Go and get your space now. Speak to you all soon, my lovelies. Bye bye.